Hello, hello, it's Barb Reed, and it is my Tuesday evening, which is really Wednesday evening, Facebook Live at 7 o'clock. And I know it's an evening that we're not used to, and I may have some friends joining, but if not, you can certainly watch the video on my YouTube channel. So tonight, we are continuing with our 5 weeks of Halloween, and tonight we're going to be making this cute little Tombstone treat box with a little window in the front. Very simple to make, and I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to put this together. So let me show you in the mini catalog. This is our latest mini that is current. And I will show you the entire suite of the products that we are using. This is called Cute Halloween. And I think I'm going to show you the pictures that I have here already. You can see a little better. Now, I will not be using any of the images this evening, but I will be using the stamp set using the trick or treat sentiment there. Really cute little sentiments and images for ghosts and cats and skeletons and pumpkins. Perfect and cute, not scary for our Halloween treats. There is also a coordinating punch that you can cut out your images after they're stamped, or you can punch right out of the DSP, which is one of my favorite little shortcuts. This is the DSP. It's a 6x6 pack, and the punch can be used to punch out some of these images as well. And I'll show you that as we get farther along in our demonstration here. And of course, we're going to be using the treat boxes, the Tombstone treat boxes. So cute. I have some tricks to teach you on this one so you can avoid cutting up ones that you didn't mean to. Okay, I'll save you some valuable boxes. Now, I won't be using these this evening, but I love to show this as a coordinating product. It is the Cute black and white gingham. So cute. And you can also use these cute little adhesive stars sequins on any of your projects. So it's just a great group of products, and it's so fun to be making something for Halloween. Alrighty, now remember that I will be posting this video on my blog as well as this PDF. So if you have any questions, or if you like a hard copy of the directions rather than listening to a video, you can always download and print this. That will be on my blog, which is www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. So go ahead and join me over there sometime. Lots and lots of great projects over there. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look first at our project again here. Okay, so we're going to work specifically on the box first, and we'll talk about the contents afterwards. All right, I'm going to slide that over here to the side. Now, you get, when you purchase the Tombstone treat boxes, you are going to get enough to make 8 treat boxes. But you really have to be careful, because you have to figure out which one of these is the top and which is the bottom, because they're not all exactly the same size. So you want to be careful. You want to pick 2 that are a different size, and you want the larger for the top and the smaller for the bottom, so the bottom will fit inside the top. All right, so what I recommend you do is you fold in the sides of your treat box, and you're going to measure from the top or the fold to this fold. Don't measure all the way out to where the tombstone is. You just want to measure fold to fold here. And if you measure this one, you're gonna find that it is 2.5 inches from fold to fold. Okay? Then you want to find another box, do the same thing, fold it in, measure from fold to fold, and that is 2 3/8 inches. So that tells me that these are a different size and that this is the larger one. So for the larger one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut our window in it. All right, so I'm going to put the smaller one to the side for now. I'm going to place my larger one right here, and I chose the Hippo and Friends dies. Now you can choose any dies that you might have, but I picked the second largest hexagon, no, actually it's an octagon, to use to cut out of my box. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to place this down here on your box, okay, and you want to try to center it as best you can. Look at your tombstone outline and try to get it right where it is in the center, right like that. And I recommend using a great product that I've started to use a lot more, and it is called Post-it tape. And it's going to hold that die right where you want it until it's all the way through the cut and emboss machine. And it's just a great way to do it, especially if you don't have a magnetic platform. The Post-it tape is a great solution, and of course the Post-it is just going to pull right off the box and it's not going to leave any kind of a mark. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back on here, and I'm going to go ahead and put that down again. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it through my cut and emboss machine, and you might have to run it through 3 times. Okay, just to make sure it's a little bit thicker than cardstock, but not too thick. So I think 3 times through and you should be able to get your hole. So here is my Tombstone treat box cut and completed. All right, now before we put our boxes together, I want you to go ahead and you're going to cut a piece of window sheet. This is available in our catalog. And that is going to go inside the box, but we want it to be small enough that it doesn't interfere with the box when we construct it. So the size of this is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then we're going to grab our glue dots, and you're going to put a glue dot on each corner of the window sheet. So you just go around the glue dot roll and just grab on to a glue dot at each corner. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and place it right over the hole in the box. Okay, and there we have it. There is our window. All right, now let's bring in both pieces again, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to assemble both parts of the box. Really simple. Stampin' Up! Did a great thing and even put some adhesive on each of the pieces. So it is great and it's really simple. So this is our bottom. Okay, you're going to go ahead and you're going to fold in your tabs just like that. Make sure you fold in all your sides, fold down that, okay, just so everything's been folded and creased a bit. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and you're going to take off the tear-in tape, which has already been applied, so it comes with that tape on it, and you're going to fold in the sides of your box, and then you're just going to fold this side over it. just like that. Okay, super simple, really easy to put together. Do the same with the other. I'm going to go ahead and take off the strip off my tear and tape, fold in these tabs, fold it up and over and around, and there. Okay, there we have the bottom of our box ready to go. Very, very sturdy box. It will last with all the openings that the kids will be doing with it. So, all right, let's do the same with the top. Okay, I'm folding on all the score lines. Fold, fold, fold. Okay, now we're ready to put the top together. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fold in the sides, bring in these two tabs. Let's take this off first. I was all ready to go and then bloop. All right, now let's try that again. Bring up the sides, fold in the tabs, then this just folds directly over and around those tabs and secures them right there in the box. All right, and then we're gonna do the same here. Gonna take that off there. We're going to fold that tabs in. This goes around. All right, now knowing that we chose the larger one to be the top, we know that the box will go together nicely. So there is the Tombstone box with the window. Very easy to make. All right, let's do a little bit of embellishing on the front, and then we will go ahead and I'll talk about what I put inside my box. All righty, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm starting with a 2-inch circle from the Layered Circles and a coordinating scallop circle, sorry, my brain. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to use one of the sentiment stamps, oops, from the set. It says Trick or Treat, and I'm gonna stamp that right in the center of the circle. All right, then I'm gonna come back, since there's lots of white here, I'm gonna come back with my pale papaya. I like a bit of a pale or a pastel-y color of orange, so our Trick or Treat will stand out. I'm gonna bring in paper here so I don't stamp on my desk. And I'm just gonna stamp this tiny little group of candy corn. And I'm just gonna stamp it randomly around. My cute little circle here. Okay, so there we have lots of cute candy corns right on it. Hey Rhonda, welcome. All right, so that is all the stamping for now. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. And I'm going to take my Tombow and I'm going to glue my 2-inch circle onto the coordinating scallop. All right, so there is our sentiment. So let's grab our box that we just finished, and we're going to turn over the sentiment that we just finished, and I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on the back of the circle. And then if you look at my sample here, we're going to put it at the left-hand bottom corner of the box. We don't want it to cover too much of the candy. We want the recipient to be able to see the candy. All right, so there is our sentiment right down on our okay. looking here. All right. I'm just looking for, hoping that I'm here somewhere, huh? Let's see. All right. Yes, I'm here. I thought I was here. Okay, getting back to it. All right, now we have a little pumpkin here to cut out. Now, remember I told you at the beginning we have this cute little Halloween punch that cuts out these images. And remember, those images are also something you can stamp. So you can stamp a pumpkin and then cut it out using the punch. You can stamp a cat or a ghost. Those can all be stamped and punched out using that. Okay, or, which is something I like to do when I'm stamping with the adorable paper, is you can punch it right out of the paper. So we're gonna go ahead and punch out one of the little pumpkins. All right, now if I go in like this and try to punch out one of my pumpkins, I might be able to punch it out, but you're gonna notice that you're gonna cut out extra pieces that you don't want to. Okay, I could punch out my pumpkin, but I'd also punch out part of my cat's. So you wanna make sure that you're conserving your paper. So what I would recommend is you wanna cut out just that single pumpkin. And remember, if you don't have the punch, you can always fussy cut these. They're very small images with not a lot of curves, so it wouldn't be hard to punch out. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I would do it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a Post-it note. Okay, I'm going to take it and I'm going to just tear it in half, and I'm going to put the Post-it note at the bottom of my paper like that. Okay, then I'm going to slide it into this just like this, and I noticed that it's a little too wide here, so I'm going to cut off the edge of the paper there. So now I have my pumpkin ready to punch out. I'm just going to slide it into my punch, and it's still too wide. That's the only thing with these is you just got to really be tricky to get it into your punch. All right, I think it's third time's the charm. All right, there we go. I get it to a spot, and then I'm just going to punch down on my punch, and there is my cute little pumpkin ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put him at the bottom of my treat box. Right here. All right, so there we have the bottom done. Now this little skeleton here is not one that can be punched out, so I just fussy cut him out, and here he is. And I just put a little bit of glue on the bird and on the top of his head, and just glued him to the top of the box. Oops, stay put there, skeleton. All right, so there he is. So there is the finished box. That's how easy it is. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of the box. All right, now the box is not a size that you can normally fit little nuggets in. So what I found is that one nugget had to lay vertical and one nugget had to lay horizontal, and you could fit those into two of the rows, but then your last row would be one horizontal, and then I had to put a Rolo in there. And there's actually 2 layers of them. So there's actually 12 pieces of candy in here. You've got 10 of the nuggets and 2 of the Rolos. All right, so let me show you how easy it is to decorate your little, put that in there, decorate your little nugget. What you're going to do is you're going to cut out a strip of designer series paper of your choice. I'm going to choose this one, and you're going to cut it at 1 inch by 3 inches. Okay, you're then going to take your tear and tape, and you're going to put a piece at each end. Okay, so right there and right there. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my backing off my tear and tape. Easier said than done. Let's try to get that off. That's what happens when you have no sizable fingernails. There we go. All right, so we got both the backings off, and you're just going to set this in the center of the front and then just bend the edges around to the back of the nugget, just like that. Okay, that's how easy it is. So you want to make sure that you're using a 1 inch by 3 inch strip of designer series paper. And that just goes right in there. So you remember, you're going to have 2 that are vertical, 2 horizontal, actually 3 horizontal, and then I just stacked 2 Rolos in that spot there. Okay, so there is plenty of room in there for candy. So your trick-or-treaters are going to love this one. So that is my project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, you can go back to my first week, and I had a great project for that. And I have a new one coming next Tuesday. We'll be back on Tuesdays again, and we'll be making this cute little Have a Fabulous Halloween. Gonna take off the adorable black and white gingham, and then you're gonna open, and there's gonna be some Hershey miniatures right there saying boo. Isn't that so cute? So I will be showing you how to make this cute little box. How about we call it a boo box? That sounds great. So we'll be making the boo box next week, and we'll be back at our regular Tuesday time. So this Labor Day weekend got me a little bit off track, but I promise I'll be back on Tuesday next week. So I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, there are 3 more weeks to my Halloween series, and I can't wait to see you back again. Have a great week and keep on stamping.